You've thought about it before. Maybe late at night, maybe after a close call, maybe you don't like to think about it at all. But here's the thing, it's going to happen to every single person watching this. And almost nobody actually knows what happens when it does. Not the philosophical version, not what you believe comes after. The actual physical, biological chain of events that happens inside your body, second by second, in the moments after your heart stops. Some of it is going to surprise you, some of it is going to unsettle you, and some of it we still can't fully explain. The heart stops. That's it. That's the starting gun. 1 second you're here, the next, the pump that has been running every single moment of your life without a single day off, without a single break, since before you were even born, just stops. No warning, no countdown, just silence where there used to be a beat. And the moment it does, a clock starts ticking because your body doesn't just switch off like a light. It doesn't just go dark all at once. It shuts down in stages, layer by layer, system by system. And those stages are stranger and more fascinating than anything most people have ever been told. Here's the first thing that happens. Your brain, the thing that is you, doesn't get the memo right away. Think about that for a second. The heart has stopped. You are, by most definitions, dead, and your brain still doesn't know. It takes about 10 seconds for the brain to lose consciousness after the heart stops, because there's still oxygen in the blood that's already circulating. The brain is incredibly efficient at using it. It burns through every last bit it can find, and when it's gone, the lights go out. But here's the part nobody talks about. Right before that happens, in those final seconds before consciousness fades, scientists have recorded something completely unexpected, a massive surge of brain activity, not a slowdown, not a fade, a surge. Brain waves spiking to levels higher than they reach during normal waking life, higher than during deep sleep, higher than almost any other recorded state. The first time researchers saw this, they thought it was an error, an equipment malfunction. It wasn't. They have now recorded it in multiple studies, in humans and in animals. The same thing happening every time. Right at the edge of death, the brain lights up like it never has before. Some researchers believe this is the biological explanation for near death experiences. The tunnel of light, the feeling of peace, the life flashing before your eyes, the sense of leaving your body and looking down at the room. Your brain burning through its absolute last reserves of oxygen, firing every neuron it has left, producing the most intense experience of your entire life in the final seconds before it goes dark. If that's true, it means the last thing you ever feel might be something extraordinary. We still don't fully understand it, but the data is real. While your brain is doing that, your body has already started a completely separate process. Letting go, muscles relax completely. Every single muscle you've been unconsciously holding your entire life, your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your hands, releases all at once. Most of us walk around with tension stored in our bodies constantly, stress in our shoulders, tension in our jaw, a furrowed brow we don't even notice anymore. In the moment of death, all of it releases simultaneously. This is why people who witness a death often say the person looked peaceful, looked restful, like they were just sleeping. It's not peace exactly. It's the absence of tension. For the literal first time in your entire life, every muscle in your body is truly, completely at rest. Now here's where it gets strange. You are declared dead. Heart stop. Brain activity fading. By every medical and legal definition, you are gone. The medical and legal definition of death has shifted dramatically over the last 100 years. For most of human history, death meant one thing. The heart stopped, you were dead, that was it. Then came CPR. Suddenly, a stopped heart wasn't necessarily permanent. A person who would have been declared dead in 1900 could be brought back in 1960. Then came defibrillators, then advanced life support, then targeted temperature management, a technique where doctors cool the body after cardiac arrest to slow brain death and buy more time to restart the heart. Each time the line moved, people who would have been considered unrevivable in one decade were being brought back in the next. So, where exactly is the line now? There is a point of no return. We know that much. It's not the moment the heart stops, the heart can be restarted. It's when the brain dies, and the brain doesn't die instantly. It begins to die gradually, starting about 4 to 6 minutes after the heart stops. Oxygen deprivation causes neurons to begin breaking down in ways that cannot be reversed. That window, those 4 to 6 minutes, is everything. It's the reason CPR exists. It's what paramedics are racing against every single time they respond to a cardiac arrest. It's the difference between someone walking out of a hospital and someone who never wakes up. Not the heart, the brain, because a stopped heart can be restarted. A dead brain cannot. But here's where the science starts to get genuinely difficult to explain. There are documented, medically verified cases of people who were clinically dead, no heartbeat, no measurable brain activity, for not just 4 to 6 minutes, for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, in some cases 40 minutes or longer, who were then revived through medical intervention, who woke up, who walked out of hospitals. Some of them were completely fine, no lasting damage, no memory gaps, just back. And some of them had something else, something that researchers have spent decades trying to understand. They reported experiences from while they were dead, not dreams, not vague impressions, specific, detailed experiences, a feeling of floating above their own body, looking down at the room, watching the doctor's work, seeing things that were happening around them while they had no measurable brain activity, a sense of moving through darkness toward light, a feeling of profound calm, of being somewhere else entirely, and then being pulled back. The medical community has debated this for decades. The skeptical explanation is straightforward. The brain, as it shuts down, produces hallucinations, random neurons firing as the system collapses. The brain is a pattern recognition machine. Even dying, it tries to construct a narrative out of whatever signals it's still generating. The tunnel, the light, the out of body experience, all of it just electrical noise from a dying organ. That explanation is reasonable. It might be right, but it doesn't fully account for everything researchers have found. After that first minute, if no one intervenes, the process continues whether anyone is watching or not. Body temperature begins to drop about 1 degree per hour until the body matches the temperature of the room around it. Doctors call this algor mortis. It's one of the ways forensic investigators estimate time of death. Within 2 to 6 hours, rigor mortis begins. The muscles, which relax completely at the moment of death, begin to stiffen again. Not because of any nerve signal, because without the body's systems controlling them, chemical reactions inside the muscle fibers run unchecked. The muscles lock up on their own. It lasts for roughly 24 to 48 hours, and then it fades. The chemicals break down. The muscles relax again for the last time. The body, in a strange and quiet way, becomes part of the environment around it. The chemistry that kept it running begins to reverse. What was once organized slowly becomes something else. It's not dramatic. It's actually quite orderly. Nature has been doing this for longer than anything alive today has existed. Here's what stays with me after looking at all of this. Death isn't a moment. It's a process, a long, staged, surprisingly organized process that begins the instant the heart stops and unfolds over hours and days. The line between alive and dead, the line we all assume is sharp and clear, is actually a blur, a gradient. Something that medicine keeps finding is more complicated than we thought. People have come back from places we used to consider the absolute point of no return. The definition of death itself has changed within living memory and may change again, which means the question isn't really what happens when you die. The question is, what exactly does it mean to be alive in the first place?